very nice to be at this forum, which is very important these days as we all are speaking. I would start to talk about activities we try to achieve as a city within this field, and I would talk about ban on basically glyphosate, and then I will talk about little about bioregulation of the mosquitoes. And yeah, when we actually started in 2018, we of course looked for our possible option as a municipality, and this is actually quite a narrow field as we find out, because unfortunately, for example, city of Bratislava is quite a complicatedly divided into several city districts with their own responsibilities and possibilities to manage this. So as a city, we set basically some example how to deal with ban of glyphosate, but because especially glyphosate, yeah, I will try to start to share the presentation moment. Here's here.
I made a mistake by saying that you had 10 minutes. It's only 5, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'm counting.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, as we started with this try to ban actually glyphosate, we started with quite badly set mindset in minds of people, and I mean in minds of people that were actually dealing with this management in the field. The habit was quite bad actually to use glyphosate, for example, for management of public spaces like sidewalks and roads. So of course, within our competencies, we immediately banned the usage of the glyphosate, actually with only one exception, which is focused for management of invasive alien species, such as tree of heaven, which is a really big problem also in Bratislava. And yeah, these spaces we have been able to manage this way have been, it was more than 500,000 square meters of sidewalks and road. Within this maintenance, we changed it, for example, for physical removal of these plants, except of chemical treatment. And yeah, we also banned all of the glyphosate usage and pesticide usage in our city forests, in some more than 3,000 hectares of them. And we also, yeah, this is important to say, I think, if we try in general to limit usage of pesticides, there are very good ways how to do this, and it is via support of natural ecosystems or natural habitats, especially if you have such in quite a good condition. You can really ban this usage also in case of spreading of invasive alien species. That's why in the city forests of Bratislava, which are located within the Carpathian part, we have been able to do this, but we are not able to do this, for example, by the localities like Danube and Morava rivers, because they are much more problematic for spread of these invasive alien species. And yeah, another, I would say, very important activity is our change attitude to regulation of the mosquitoes. Previously, after, I would say, each bigger flood in Morava or Danube floodplains, we usually and very commonly have this calamity situation with really a lot of mosquitoes. And in case of Bratislava, of course, we have a lot of quite a big influx of new people from surroundings, from Slovakia and from all over, and these people are really not able or not used to meet this situation, so they can be surprised after a few years when the flood comes back and the normal situation comes back also with the mosquitoes. And we had this situation right after beginning in 2019, after really 7 years of drought and the discussion around was really very complicated, and to actually pursue the change of this attitude from the public, within the public discussion, was quite, yeah, it was a huge communication challenge also, and it is still partially problematic in terms of public acceptance. Actually, people itself and also some mayors of city districts and the towns and villages in surroundings, they really used to go all the way. So just to spray after the calamity or after the floods, which of course repeatedly we have them like every second or every third year. So this is something what really tried to totally change the attitude, and the beginning was very hard because actually, of course, the management of the expectation if in these themes, especially if you have city lying on the floodplain forests, it is very hard. So it is also about the education and the explanation that we actually are able to manage these populations. We are able to lower them, but of course, the aim is not to eradicate them at all or eradicate them totally. So in reality, we will have still a lot of them in the field, despite of activities that we are communicating. Actually, we chose the biological method, which is called BTE, based on Bacillus thuringiensis israelensis, which is the agent which disrupts the digestive of the larvae. It is highly selective, so we are really focusing just for hatch sites where the hatcheries have larvae, and of course we try to wrap up this theme and to have some international support also. So we have been able to join the Interreg mosquito bioregulation project, within which we are trying to have some cross-border unification of methodologies and approaches within these teams, because especially, for example, city of Bratislava lies at the borders with Austria and Hungary, and borders with Czech Republic are not far away. And in each of these countries, these methodologies are actually totally different. It differs even within the region. So that's why maybe it's an interesting question also for EU level, especially with the new species, invasive alien species, also of the mosquitoes, that we are able to monitor within this new technique of monitoring not only the hatcheries, but we also monitoring the adults. And of course, with these new species, my personal fear is really what level of public acceptance of some new biological method would be if we gonna detect some problematic pathogens, for example. And I think this is already problematic for southern parts of Europe, and it would be nice to have some comprehensive approach for countries that are, I would say, newly touched with this kind of problem. For imagination.
Just to conclude now, Andrej, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually almost finished. This year it will be spent some more than €500,000 for this BTE, and just for your imagination, we have some 1,500 special individual sites that we are monitoring. And yeah, just to conclude, I think really more biodiversity support activities such as changes in mowing, grazing, revitalization of the floodplains or small streams as greening, less pesticides needing. Thank you for your attention.